Hey, what's going on, AI mates? Welcome back. So today I made some tiny tweaks to ContentMate V2.0, but the only reason was to save $29 per month. So I made a couple of tweaks. If you have tried to set up ContentMate from last week, I actually recommend that you set up this version here instead. And because some tiny tweaks, and it basically is save $39 per month. And I'll tell you the story and everything, how that worked out, how we did it, and some new tiny tweaks that I've had on ContentMate 2.0 to make it even better. So your clone looks better. So ContentMate 2.0 is basically finished, and this is the version that you should download and should install. So again, sorry to the people that downloaded it last week because I said, hey, no more changes, but these are the last changes that I'm going to do now, and then it's finished. And again, it was because you don't want to pay $39 per month, right? If you don't have to. So I thought that was a great change to add. But let's talk about all the different things that has happened this week. And of course, the setup guide is found here. And I kind of want to start from last week when I dropped the setup guide. And as you can see, if you want to set it up right now, the way to do it is to go inside of ContentMate setup guide. You'll find it in the link of the post that you're watching this on, and you can see that it has every step by step, exactly what you need to do, click by click, how to get self-hosted with ffmpeg, execute commands, all of this stuff set up. And the reason why I did this was because I wanted to have a source of truth so everybody can understand um, which step they're on, which step they need to do next. And on top of that, if they needed support, you could ask by, hey, step number 6.5, I don't know what to do here. And the community has responded. You guys have responded with actually doing the exact thing that I want you to do, which is like, hey, 8.2, set up avatar. How do we do this? And that was amazing because, hey, there was actually an issue with 8.2 on the setting up avatar. And bada bim, bada boom, the setup guide is better. Setting it up is easier. And so, thank you guys for referring to the setup guide, step 7.6, as you can see here. And here, actually, what happened was that I ended up rewriting parts of the setup guide so that it was easier to understand and everybody knew what to do. Now, I don't know if Alfredo got this message yet. Hopefully, it worked out, but yeah, he's probably going to get it set up this week, hopefully. Remy as well set it up last week, and he was on. So, if you don't know, last week as well, me and Cody hopped on a call, and I wanted to show him how to set it up step by step by going through the setup guide. So I have basically a 2.5 hour recording of me and him going through setting it up step by step. And in that process, there was some kind of like un unexplained moments. Like for the Telegram bot that comes all the way at the end, there was like, oh, you have to download the mobile app before you can download the desktop app. And that got the step by step guide to be better. And so, once again, anytime that you have any issues, please refer to the setup guide. If you're like how to do execute commands, ask for step point 4 because it should be explained here. And if you're doing the exact steps, it should work. And on top of that, like I said, if I make changes at all, it's in the setup guide. And I was actually talking to a friend earlier today, and he was like, why don't you just make another video? Right. And I was like, yeah, the problem is like I'm changing stuff every day almost, like I'm continually improving it. And so I can't make a video about it, but I can change the document. I can put some pictures. Right. So this is a way that I can always continually update this ContentMate. And there's a bunch more changes coming in the future. This is literally just the second version, which is actually like a kind of the first version. um, and so I would love for you guys to help me more on adding things to it. And we'll talk about that in just a moment, where we're going to talk about me showing ContentMate 1.2. because you might realize that, hey, we can do this AI video style, but we can also do videos in different styles. There's different systems of creating different types of content, and that's where we're kind of going next with it. So maybe you guys can help me with some of that. Maybe some of you guys are already starting to think about this, but you need a clear picture of how to put the pieces together. Well, let me help you with that in just a minute. So that's awesome. Community setting it up. It's super sick. I've seen like the ContentMate 2.0 again. The last week has been seen like 50 times. You guys have downloaded it like crazy. And so that makes me super happy. We got a bunch of people already setting it up, already doing good work with it. So super cool. Keep on killing it and give us some updates. And support is always here if you need it. The second thing we want to talk about is that we stopped using Appify, and this has saved us $39 per month, and it's also simplified the setup, which makes me super happy. So I'll show you the link right now. It's called twitterapi.io. So I'll tell you the story where I was with Cody. I was setting it up. We're doing everything. We're 2 hours in, and I went to Appify. We went to Appify, and if you know where Appify is, it's basically kind of right here. It's right here. This is Appify that is scraping Twitter, and the same goes for this one here as well. This is also scraping Twitter for ideas. And the actors that we were trying to use, they needed a pro version. So when we tried to run it, it basically said demo, demo, demo. We didn't get any files spit out. And on top of that, because he was running the demo and we were running like 120 tasks, it was like $7 that just happened on the first run. And it was funny because Remy was in the chat as well. And he was like, yeah, that's the exact same thing that happened with me. And so by running ContentMate just once, we kind of ran out of all the Appify credits on the free plan. And that was just super disheartening because everything else had been free until then. Besides Potato. And so he was like, bro, it's $39 per month. I don't want to pay $39 per month. And I understand that. And then he is like, especially when there's alternatives like Twitter API, and he's in the community as well, know a little bit about automation, right? And so I was like, damn, if this guy is not willing to pay $39 per month to do the sourcing and scraping, I bet 90% of the rest of the people watching are also not going to be interested in a $39 per month subscription to scrape, especially when it's kind of like a hobby phase. Maybe, like a lot of you guys are, business owners and stuff like that, but a lot of you are still like dabbling. You're doing your main shit, and then you'll have your side quest, which is automating content, because, we all love more eyeballs on our content and our community and platform and everything. So let me introduce to you how to save $39 per month. But of course, we're going to spend a little bit of money. So it's by saving $30 per month, I guess. TwitterAPI.io. Hey. Whoa. Yeah, there we go. The best part about it is that if you want to run it right now and you don't want to pay a lot of money, look at this. To scrape tweets, it is 15 cents per 10K tweets. Profiles, 10K users. Or sorry, 1K users. Followers as well. It's a flexible plan. And the best part is that if you want to pay, you can just put $10 of credit in. There's no pay $39 per month. It's $10. So all you got to do is to click on secure Stripe payment. If you're a shady crypto bro, do the crypto pay. And by the way, I love crypto as well. I'm just trolling, but that is how to get credits. I started it yesterday. Of course, Hector in the community is using it already, and this is really one of the reasons why it's just like it's better, cheaper, faster, everything that we need. And so I haven't even used like a little bit of my credits, even. I think I bought as you can see, I got some bonus credits. So I haven't even used any of my credits. But I think I started at 8,000 credits. So I bet I've spent in just today about 2,000 credits because it's running every day. So 2,000 credits, and that is $10. Calculator. If it is 1 million, bum, bum, bum. And if we divide it, let's say we're doing 2,000 per day. That means that we can do 500 days. Is that real? Is my math off? I mean, it seems like we did spend 2,000 credits if I was at 8,000. So that's dirt cheap, absolute dirt cheap. So saving $39 per month, everyone. Yeah, a lot better. So that's why we did it. And you can see here 45 calls in the last 24 hours. Hopefully, I can do even more calls than that. But yeah, this is probably a lot of my scraping because we have obviously a bunch of people inside of the X profiles. So I'm running the 33 profile scraping every day. Or this is like an advanced search. So it's basically just a search. And then we're running the video downloader. So that is just a one tweet getting downloaded. So again, super, super cheap. And the cheaper we can get at all of this, the more money we can earn, right? Because since it's all automated, we are making money where we can, especially when it comes to the automation. We started this all the way at $150 a month. Probably even in the early stage, it was like 200 a month because we needed HeyGen and $100 API plan, $100 per month. And then we needed Airtable with like $25 per month, but I fixed that because I removed all the scripting. And so now we're down to, and you might be asking, how much is the price exactly? The exact cost of running ContentMate for 1 month. I've done the numbers. And I've answered to the Mr. Fabio in the community here. And this was after me doing some research yesterday. And of course, it scales with how much you're using it. But the best case careful testing is $35 to $45 per month. Can I get some hallelujahs in the chat? The realistic daily automation is $55 to $75 per month at 4 videos per day. Can I get some thumbs up? And scaled usage, by the way, I'm not at $100 per month, but I can see myself getting there if I'm creating like a second avatar or maybe a third avatar or fourth avatar and trying to scale. It's probably definitely going to be over $100 per month. But now we're basically probably estimated under $50 per month. To me, this is just insane. Like before this, video generation and automation was ridiculously expensive, especially that we're talking about 4 videos per day. And I should probably be able to do this in my head, but 4x and 30 videos per month. That's 120 videos per month for $50. That's crazy. And if that is 120, let's do the calculator again. 120, and if that is $50 per month, so that's 50 divided by 120, that means it costs about half a dollar or 41 cents to make one video. So, and if you want to talk like philosophical here, because I remember I was talking with one of my friends that more philosophical about this. When the cost of AI video goes down, the scale of basically AI video creation online exponentially rises. The lower the cost, the more you can post, and the more you can post at scale. And it's kind of like a tipping point where he was kind of you maybe heard of a dead internet theory, where it's so cheap that you can flood the internet so easily with AI content. And if you want to flood the internet with AI content, it's probably best that you are the one creating that content and you are the one taking over segments of the internet. And so that's why we're here, right? I want to take over the AI automation segment, and I want you guys in the community to take over the entire AI space. And so we're trying to, make the cost of videos cheaper, um, and the quality higher, because there's a quality to price ratio that now has broken half half a dollar for a video that is pretty decent and gets views. So I think that is just incredible. And think about this, is also about 10 pieces of content on different platforms. So it's not just one video on one platform, it's 10 pieces of content. So once again, if you're excited about this, um, you're in the right place. So that's what we did with Twitter API. So now, if you are running ContentMate, all you have to do to update to this version instead is to go into AI Mate, click on the classroom, go into AI clone automation, and I've cleaned it up for you. This is the only one you need to download. And if you tried to download it last week, yes, it has changed. So the links here has changed. And so if you have a NAN downloaded that has a ContentMate where the Twitter API, like right here, the Twitter API IO is the old Appify one, then go and download the new one and then set that up, where the only thing you have to set up, if you already set it up once before, is this node right here, and it should all be working well. So that's the best and the most awesome change I think that happened. It just had to happen. A $39 a month is a lot. The next change that had to happen was that schedule, how it was before, is inside a ContentMate. Let me just bring out my own ContentMate here. Inside a ContentMate, what would happen is we would schedule them from the top down. And so what was before was that this one would get scheduled, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and so forth. However, one of the most important things in AI news is that recency. Because if you're the first one to talk about it on YouTube Shorts, and you're the first one to hit the new keyword that is just everybody's raving about, right? Like Claude right now, or whatever the new Lobster Bot, or whatever what's the what is the new name? Um, um, like everybody's talking about that. Imagine you start spamming in the first day 4 videos about Claudebot before anyone has talked about it, right? Moltbot, exactly. So now, if you were to create a bunch of videos about Moltbot, you would go into Twitter, find a bunch of videos about Moltbot, and just start running ContentMate on Moltbot stuff, and then spreading that to um, TikTok and Pinterest and Facebook and all of that, and being the first. That is very, very important. Being first is what I mean. It's even so important in journalistic papers, newspapers. They have night shift, just because in case something happens in the night, they need to write about it first. And so that's why I now have changed it so that it's always going to take from the latest. So it always starts at the bottom and goes up. I think that's way better, because mine is filled, like every day it gets 5 new videos, and it is actually crucial for me to check those videos and schedule those out, instead of publishing something that is 5 days old. Can happen sometimes. If you're publishing old stuff, it's never going to go well. And my AI is an example of that. Right now, it's not performing extremely well. It's performing like decently. But I think the reason is I have been publishing old stuff. And so I want to get the point of time to publish to go lower. Basically, something happens and I post about it. Something happens, I post about it. So I'm even considering running ContentMate 2 times per day. And when I have somebody in charge of it, which is going to happen fairly soon, he's probably going to run it twice per day, or even manually going into Twitter himself, finding the best videos. Because even though we have 35 people on the X list here, the X algorithm for me at least is very good. So if we go into x.com, I bet you can find a viral video in 3 posts. So here you get Elon, but Elon always artificially inflates his own numbers. Yeah, so this is really shit, right? Shit AI generation. Kind of. But here you go. This is the first one. And this is by Dilum Sanyana. And of course, I don't have him on the social list, but XAI is really good at algorithm based stuff. So it fed me this one. And so of course this would be a great video to make a video about. And so all I can do then is just take the link, go inside of ContentMate, which is right here. And inside of the ideas table, I can just put it right here, and I'll scroll to the bottom, put the link in here, bada bing, and then can just click here for the button, and it will obviously run through this. So it takes a little bit to save, and once it's saved, we will get a button here, and then we can create that without doing the scraper. Of course, the scraper is really important, so we get automatic videos. But I think, if you have somebody in charge, what is happening? Oh, it's just some sort of filter there. But if I would send this, I think it's not on right now. Yeah, workflow started. So now it would actually, as you can see, video started. And so you could actually run 5 of them right now. You could just add 5 links, click on 5 buttons, video started, and you will see it actually gets created here, scripting, and then go to the next stage and the next stage and the next stage. And that might be a way to go about it. For me in the future as well. As you can see, this was obviously not fetched by the scraper because of smaller Twitter accounts going viral. And so it's cool to grab stuff like this as well. Now Chrome is even better with major updates to Gemini and Chrome. I actually have been using Gemini a bit, but also Claude is getting so much hype, and I'm still with OpenAI, and I'm getting like a little bit like, am I missing somewhere over here or somewhere over here? I've been using Perplexity a bit as well, but my main one is still ChatGPT, if you are wondering. All right, so time to publish, very important. That has changed now. I'm also going to show you one more thing, views. So one other change is that we now have views in Create tab. So if you check out your ContentMate now, you can see that there is views here, and we didn't have that before. So now I think it's a little bit cooler. So this video is getting created. Actually, you don't have a name here, so that should be actually updated, but it's all good. You can just name it something you want yourself. Solo dev. It seems like the avatars is not really doing well as well. So this part of the workflow is not really great. Notes. Fix on ideas links, because it uses a different one, but it should be all good though. I'll get it all fixed. It should be easy stuff, and you probably don't have to change much at all. What was the next one? Views in Create tab. So essentially before we didn't have views in Create tab, but I think it's kind of cool to see how many views our inspiration video got. So now you can see all the views that the post that we're taking inspiration from got. And please take into consideration that they are scraping it at a set time. I have the time that is 7 a.m. in the morning. And so it might have gotten 100,000 views by that time because it was posted only 5 hours ago. So just remember that we are scraping at a set time and that can change the views. Also, when we are scraping, we're actually scraping duplicates most of the time because we're scraping 3 days back. And this is just so we get everything. And so we are removing duplicates every single day. And so just take that into mind as well. That is in the scraper. Once all of it is finished, we have this automation part here that basically finds the duplicates and then removes them because we don't want to remake the same videos again and again and again. So I think that is a pretty cool thing. I just needed to have it there because sometimes I've been looking at the create tab and I'm like, how many views did that one get again before? And then I was like kind of going into the ideas and then going back and forth and stuff like that. And so now it looks like this. The next update that we have is that subtitles have now been changed. So I want to show you a before and after. And the reason for this to begin with was that the video, I'll just show you an example of early stage. So take a look at this.
Demis Hassabis just told Davos that chasing AGI needs equal parts daring and duty. He argues smart.
So it's pretty decent, but you can see that it's kind of excuse me. You can see that it's kind of blinking. So it's going on and off.
Guardrails will let AI become humanity's greatest helper.
So it's like kind of blinking a little bit, and I find it a little bit annoying. And so I wanted to see if there were some other types that I can use. And especially, I was asking him, going back and forth with ChatGPT, and he actually recommended doing 3 words at a time. And so I tried to set up a new workflow that had a 3 words with a highlighter. And so look at this before.
Newest moves show how. They'll open a robot lab to hunt cleaner batteries and even room temp superconductors.
So this is the way that it was before, and this is the newest version right here.
Demis Hassabis just told Davos that chasing AGI needs equal parts daring and duty. He argues smart guardrails.
And so this one is a little bit more easy to follow, not so spammy. And so I quite like this one. And if you want to change this, better. Thank you. Thank you, Hector. If you want to change this at all, I recommend going into the captions that are found here. And really the only thing that I did was changing the as. My favorite file, I don't know if I should make this joke, but some people are titties and some people are ass. And in this community, we love the ass. Okay. It's halfway there. It's a little gross. Anyways, this is how to create the ass. And so really the only thing that if you want to change this, if the only thing you want to change is the words to show, you can change it here. Config words to show 1. And then you can change the font size. It was 90. So you can change it here. 90 is the font name, but also change the highlight font size. So here as well, 90. And so literally all that you need to change is these things. There are many other things, like for example, how bold it is, how of the outline or underline. Yeah, here we have outline. I actually think it was a little bit too bold, so I want to turn it down a little bit. So I'll actually put it 3. And then on top of that, you have alignment. So this is where it is on the screen. So some people actually want it above the video. And so here, I'm not exactly sure which one it is, but I do believe it's margin V. So if you probably change this maybe to a 600 and then try again, you will get a different result. And we also have some minimum word duration and stuff. So it was blinking a bunch. And so this is how we changed it here. And so We'll see how it goes with 3 words to show. It is a little bit less attention grabbing, but it also is a little bit less annoying. So I don't know which one is the more important part, but I at least like it quite a bit how it is in a new way. So it's a pretty decent upgrade, I think. The new subtitles, 3 word highlights, and once again, if you want to change this, you can change it in the captions found. Oh, one moment, I need to change it back. 50 and 50, and also there's a highlight color as well. But yeah, just copy paste all of this into ChatGPT, and it's going to tell you a bunch of stuff that you can change if you want to do that. And to see the changes, all you got to do is run all the way to this one. And this node here is really the node that you can see your output or see the changes. And so what happens for me is that I change the as, then I run through these three nodes and I check how it is. And then I'm like, it's not so good. And then I run it again from the as to the next part here, and again and again and again until it's something that I like. So I'm going to save and publish this one actually. Once again, the new and updated version is here in ContentMate V2.0. It's now called Start here, and these are the resources. Hopefully, there is nothing that I missed in the Airtable and stuff like that. I did already see that there was an issue with the create. With the create one that we just ran here, this one here. So I need to fix that, but I think it's something to do with the avatars creation. But yeah, that's completely fine. I think that's going to be easy to fix. So that are some changes. Once again, like there needs to be updates and stuff like that, but I'll keep it. I'm not even sure what to do with the naming and stuff. I've kept it named version 2.0 because I want to stop upgrading it. I want to just make it 2.0, and then I just want to add from there. But we need a stable, beautiful 2.0 version, and then from there we can kind of get to the next step, because I have a lot more ideas, but I want to just get this solid and working. And I also want to get a bunch of people through the setup guide as well. So everything is cool and good to go. Now, besides ContentMate, there are other things that I've been working on myself as well. And of course, there are things that I'm not really mentioning publicly and stuff like that. I'm way more in I way more like to kind of surprise here is everything that I worked on, in comparison to telling you all like, oh, you will get this and you'll get this and you'll get this and I'm working on this, because it kind of creates a fake expectation. However, what I am using and what I am probably going to share, and I'm not sharing this now, is something called Priority Mate. So it's called Pre-Mate right now, Priority Mate, and something called Analytics Mate. And so I want to talk about those two now. Again, it's not coming, it's not ready. There is no deadline, but I'll tell you why they are so exciting to me, and potentially how you can use them yourself, kind of, or get some ideas and stuff like that. The most I'll actually start with Analytics Mate. The most exciting one to me, for sure, is Analytics Mate. And the reason for this is that we have a closed loop feedback system. And so I kind of want to go into the whiteboard new here. So we don't have a closed loop system right now. We have like a system going, but it's not closed loop. So let me tell you exactly what that means. Oh, shouldn't have signed in. Okay. And now it's going to tell me to upgrade and do all this stuff. We're good. Thanks. It's almost impossible to even have a free whiteboard these days online. All right, so here is really what we want to build overall That is the massive machine that if we do this, just imagine what life could be like. So I'm just gonna draw some boxes and stuff. Can I get a hand? Can I move it around? Cannot. All right, I'll just draw like this then. And then smash. I'll actually do this. Bang, bang, bang. And hua. And hua. So this is actually what we're building in a big, if you look at it from our overview. All right. And you may already know about this. I've talked about this for a bit, but of course, the first thing that we have is that we are, which words am I going to use here? Input. Yeah, we'll use input, action, result, feedback. And I'll just do this again. Input, action, result, feedback. So this is what a closed loop system looks like. So to give you some examples, let's do it in the example of, well, content, of course. The input that we have here is sources. So here we put sources, and what we have, of course, is Twitter, X. So we put a bunch of sources into, I don't know why it's not giving me like the arrow thing. Hello? There we are. So we're putting a bunch of sources into ContentMate. That is the action, ContentMate, that is running an automation. And the result that we get is a video. And actually, what I want to do is the action we get is that it's a video posted on 9 or 7 platforms. But for easy sake, let's do 3 platforms. So that's the action that ContentMate does, right? Every day posting on all the 3 platforms. It was definitely not 3 platforms, but let's say 5. And the result of that was what? Views. And so if you would make content yourself, right, you would literally do this yourself. And this is what I have been doing on my own, on how to create content. And it's literally how people learn. It's how you have a feedback loop of you touching the stove. Oh, shit. So you input, oh, I want to touch the stove. The action is you touch the stove. The result is, ow, my hand is burning. And the feedback is, don't do that again. And so now you don't do it again. And that is how you input action result. And the exact same thing happens in every field. Literally, input, you go to the gym, or input is maybe like motivation, like you feel like you're not fit enough. And then the action is go to the gym. And then the result is better. And then the feedback is you still feel bad about yourself. The thing is, with this is all we're doing. So we have sources, right? With ContentMate scraping. We have 5 videos posted, action, ContentMate. We have views get from all the social platforms. But what we don't have is a way to give feedback of, hey, Mr. Robot, this video worked really well. This was the most amazing video and it got 1 million views. Can we do something similar? And that's where we really want to get to, where we're improving, or the real thing is that we're allowing the AI to improve itself. And so The real system here would be that we can have a prompt box that, hey, this is the prompt that you used to create this result, or hey, this is the account that you used to get this result. Can you maybe scrape more of that? Or let's say, for example, it was about Claudebot. You just got a crazy good result for the first 24 hours of it being posted. What should we do here? And then the AI can think for itself and say, oh, we should probably scrape more Claudebot stuff. And let's find out if we can post another video about it, and it can learn itself, and it becomes a sandbox playground where it's making a better prompt for itself. It's learning that, oh, we're posting on this platform is not doing so well. Maybe we should change stuff. And now we're entering the territory of not even AI, but I think it's called reinforcement learning. Am I completely wrong there? Machine learning? Because you're like, you have all these paths, and all these paths lead to the best views. And you're just trying to run what gives you the most views again and again and again. And it's kind of like training it. I watched this video of a guy that was running machine learning models on Trackmania, and that car got fast. I'll tell you what. So this is what we're trying to create. And so if you see ContentMate right now, we have two of them. We have the sources. We can able to scrape any social media platform. And we have the videos posted on all the 5 platforms. We can see the views by going to YouTube Analytics, Meta Business Suite to check Instagram and Facebook. And you can check all the links and stuff to check all your views, but we don't have one place to check the views. Also, we don't have a way for us to check every piece of content, which obviously would be the best, that we, every time we post, we create 9 records that could get updated 30 or 24 hours from now. You can actually get the views from that exact post that you posted with all the correct data on the correct platform. And this is getting crazy hard, right? But it is possible on YouTube. Like, I can grab data from any video ID at any moment, so I can do it on YouTube. But on Instagram, Facebook, and all those other things, I'm not sure. And also to do it at scale at 4 videos per day for every single social platform, are we inviting a lot of variables here? And then on top of that, even when we get to this point of, hey, AI, you can see your views now, you can see all the input and output. What is the actual feedback that we will give to it? Will we give it control over its own prompt? Is it going to make the prompt worse over time? Is it going to turn into a literal blob of really bad text? But of course, we have to do that. We have to give it full control over its own, because it needs to select its own input. That's when we actually get it to self-improve. So that is a little bit of my thoughts where I'm going to next in my brain. But again, I don't really want to talk about it too much. I don't really want to tease it all the time and stuff. I'll talk about it when it feels necessary. There's a lot more work to be done in a lot of other areas as well. And of course, if any of you guys want to try to test and try to figure out how to make this a closed loop system, that is obviously the community and the value for the community. So that would be super, super interested, because this is literally what I'm obsessing about right now. But I can't do it with AI systems. I can only do it with human systems. Because with human systems, you would look at the views and you'd be just seeing for the last 30 days, which was the best performing video feedback. oh, the best videos for the last 30 days was this, then the input for the next month is, oh, we should remake or try to make similar videos as that. So that's like a tried and tested YouTube loop that happens again and again. That's why you see me posting the exact same video over and over again on my YouTube channel now, because the feedback is, if you post about this content, right, that you're talking about now, the AI clone content, you get a lot of views because people care about it a lot. People really want to hear about it. And of course, because I'm super nerdy about it, when I post a video about it and it's taken me like 3 months to post a video, everybody's like, what's he been up to? Get messages constantly from my friends like, hey, you dead? I'm like, nah, I'm just building. I'm just in my room building. Building the setup guide, just literally clicking on buttons and doing screenshots. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Analytics, mate. A closed loop feedback system. This is super cool. And yeah, this is where my brain is in the future. Of course, we're able to technically do it, but is it going to be better? Is it going to be worse? Is AI going to improve itself, or is it going to make itself worse? Let's find out. I would be super happy to try to help or do stuff in alignment with that. Okay, we got about 10 minutes left, so I want to talk about PriorityMate, but I did get another idea. What was the idea, real quick? I think let's talk about PriorityMate. So, PriorityMate is something that I've been working on myself internally, kind of as we all have a team, or like some of you guys have a team, but obviously over time you are going to scale into having a team, and there are going to be many projects that you need to manage, and people that you need to manage, and projects that you need to manage. And so I actually randomly stumbled upon a video of Andrew Kirby right now, which is one of my mentors currently in the synthesizer scaling, the program that I'm following right now. Everything is going well there as well. He said, this is how school.com is doing their project management. So a billion-dollar company essentially is managing their team like this. With a bunch of employees there, a bunch of software engineers and stuff like that. And so this is how it looks like, and this is what I've been using for the last, it's almost a month now, and I didn't really want to speak about it because, again, I don't want to talk about stuff and then like kind of get hyped, and then I would rather just deliver and tell you guys, hey, I just made something, here you go. But here are essentially every single idea that you get, you can put into PriorityMate. And the best part about this is the AI priority, because I know as humans, we are pretty bad at prioritizing stuff. We're not really sure what to do next. And so PriorityMate is and think about this again from the high level, if we have an AI that can do everything for us, we should also have the AI have a priorities list itself, right? Like if you think about a to-do list for the AI itself as well, this could also be a way to go about it. And so what this really is that you can put any idea in here. Like, again, hiring an automation builder to help on the back end and updates. It gave that an ICE score, which is impact, confidence, effort, at a pretty okay level, not like the biggest level. And one of the biggest one was actually email sequence to turn free into paid school community members. That's the top one that it's saying, oh, this you should prioritize right now. And if I run this here, for example, I can say like make a new priority, mate a automation that helps students prioritize work. I don't even know if I have this one set up currently running. Let's see if it's working. Accepted. So it is running, and this is literally running on make.com. So I have been using this for a while. But if we take a look, it should take about 2 minutes or so. There's a bunch of information in the back end, like who my customer is, what they want, what their problem is, and stuff like that. And it also reads every single other to-do list and ranks it based on where it thinks it should go. And so it may actually not work now because I don't personally use this right now. I use these three things here, but I actually use it sometimes. Yeah, so it's not running in the back end on Make. I need to fix it, and these are one of the reasons why I don't give it away as well, because I have to continually fix it. However, what I'm using currently myself right now is the options. So these are all the options that I have right now. And this is like a continual list of things that I'm adding to it. Like Quen 3 TTS, this is something that actually you guys, I think it was Bogdan that actually recommended this in the school community. And I wrote it down because it might be better than 11 Labs TTS. And so it's always on the list. And if you think about it, these are projects that you can give to your team as well. Or once we get there, probably our AI as well. We can have a button that literally does a bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah. The one thing I wanted to talk about. Okay, how I feel like I want to talk about chatbot version of AI Mate. Okay, I'll just quickly go through it. So priority mate, once again, this is something that it is in the works. Like I'm using it myself, and I have a principle that I'm only sharing automations that I use myself. And this is a system, so I really want to stress test it. I really want to kind of get some beta version people on it as well before I kind of unveil it and stuff like that. And the same goes with Analytics Mate. This is only created for like the broad, like how many views do I get per month? That's what I've done with Analytics Mate currently. But of course, the closed loop feedback system would be the most insane update. What to what what to do next? And yeah, the one thing that I was talking about is the chatbot version of ContentMate. So you guys have been realizing that we have used ContentMate in the sense of just this table right here. And actually, last like 2 weeks, 1 week ago, I added Telegram to the chatbot because I love to see. I personally use my phone, right? So on Telegram, I can just look at every time it's posted, I get a notification and it kind of feels good because I'm like, I'm opening my phone, like, hey, I posted today. So here at 2 p.m., which is just a couple of hours ago, no. Oh, I just scheduled a bunch of other stuff. The date here is wrong though. I know that this was today, January 8th. Either way, you can see that it's published and it kind of feels good. But what if you could chat with your chatbot, right? What if you could say, hey, this link here, instead of you putting it into ideas and you clicking the button, right? What if instead you could say, make this video for me, and then you just go to X, and then you just go to this. Oh, Fashion AI just posted a new thing, and then you go here inside ContentMate, you click on make this for me, and then it will trigger. So that is what I'm talking about when it comes to a chat bot version of ContentMate. So that is one other idea that we're thinking about. I think it is very cool. I want it. I need it. And this is a way that you could also imagine you have Analytics Mate connected to this bot as well. You can say, hey, Andy, here's how many views you got last week, or yesterday you got this amount of views, or for the last 5 days, this is the best performing post, and stuff like this. Because all of it stems from the data that we're getting. And by having a ContentMate chatbot, we can do it with a chat interface. And that's really where a lot of people are saying, like, the chat interface is really what made ChatGPT interesting to begin with, because you can chat with it and like the chat interface is really what people love. And so I thought about, oh, we don't really have a chat interface for ContentMate. And so maybe that is the next direction. But again, you can see that we're weighing these heavily. And so if you want one of them, please tell me in the community. Give me some signals of, hey, I want a chatbot, or hey, I want the analytics. And maybe that gives us some signal to make it, because there's always 10 different things that we can do, and it's always hard to know which one is the most important. So drop a comment down below which idea you think is that you want to go with. And lastly, and this is another idea that we're trying to go with as well, I'm going to show you ContentMate V1.2. This is actually before I removed a bunch of features. And this is going to give you some ideas of maybe where you can pull it yourself, where you can walk further or create something more. And that is what I had before. So when I was making it before, I understood that, hey, this is too complicated for normal people, as you can see right here. And so let's remove 80% of it and just keep the most valuable part. And so if you think about ContentMate right now, I want you to look at it like this, and I'm only going to talk about this for just one moment. But right now, ContentMate really, it's only this. So it's just making a video that is 3 seconds, and then the 3 seconds of an avatar, and then it removed, and then it's just the X video. But I was like, what if I just repost it? Like if I find a horizontal video where they're talking about it, like here's how to make today I got the example of here's how to make a runway or an AI movie by yourself in Runway. And it was a video by Runway promoting Runway. And to me, I have no problems taking that content, because it's not like they're going to be mad of us taking it. What if we just take that content and post it on YouTube, right? So this here is called the reposting system. Essentially just taking the video from X and posting it on Y. So here, this is kind of, I need this myself, because it's not always you want your AI to talk about the thing. Like, for example, if Satya Nadella is on stage and is saying like, hey, we just had XYZ happen, it's better for him to say it. Or if there's some drama going on, it's better for the video to be original itself. If it's some clip from a speech, or if it's some other things that are happening where there is speech, you would rather it be the original video than you speaking over it, right? So as you can see, it's super easy to create. If you think about it, if you really want to create this yourself and you're thinking about it, it's so easy to create. Just take a screenshot and ask ChatGPT. You can literally just like scrape the video and just turn it horizontal, turn it vertical, and then post the video. And a quick caveat here, please give some credit for like 5 seconds at the beginning, say at Runway or something. Because I'm kind of a stickler on the credits, to give credit where it's due. But that is the other direction that we're walking as well. Adding more formats. So this is one format that we're using right now, which is the X video that we're trying to scrape it down, and then we reworking it with our own AI voice. This is the reposting version, and we actually got some amazing views on YouTube by doing this, especially when Sora videos and some crazy videos that people make online, they can just get a lot of views by being reposted only. So I think that's really cool. So let me say that repost type. So yeah, if you're watching this right now and you're hyped about any of these, drop a analytics mate in the comments, or the priority mate in the comment, the chatbot version, or the repost type. Which one is the most interesting to you? I would love to hear your thoughts. Of course, it's not going to be happening like right away. Again, I'm trying to update it and stuff. Hector saying all of them. I'm trying to update it and stuff, but really now the main thing that I'm trying to do right now is to make it stable, make it beautiful and everything like that. Version 2.0. Then we're gonna run a bunch of people through it. I'm making a video, doing a bunch of promotion for it. And then from there, we'll do ContentMate version 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and so forth. Because we need better AI videos. We need more videos as well. So that has been the AI Mate Live January 29. Go and download your new ContentMate V2.0. And once again, check out the setup guide right here. And if you have any problems, please get support in the way like this. Just take a look at the screen right now. If you're having any issues, refer to the number in the setup guide. And that's about it. Thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you guys next week on AI Mate Live every single Thursday. All right. Peace. See ya.